Kind of weird that they've kind of had to talk about what they're going to do, and at the last minute just yells at him like, dude, you're tripping him up.
He 100% says Brian, guys.
He says Carter. It's Carter. Just listen to it. It's Carter.
That doesn't make any more sense. Why would he yell that as he's starting to swim under the door?
Nothing Scoggins does in this chapter makes sense.
As long as we're on
when he asked about the bathroom love.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Everything. Firstly, we got one. We got nothing. Preacher got one.
Preacher got one. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else was involved in that. There's still two left, and you and the doc are doing a little bathroom love. No, they were not. They were having a conversation. Carter was annoyed that she existed at that moment. Meanwhile, Scoggins and Preacher were dicking around on the bed. They weren't. They were
fixing the flashlight.
They were putting batteries in, but also he was playing around with his wetsuit, getting Preacher to do him back up again. If anyone was taking things not seriously, it was Scoggins.
That's it. Bathroom love is a great term and would be a good band name.
That was the name of my 80s cover band in college.
It's the less successful follow-up to the song Radar Love.
I was thinking the same thing. God damn it. It's Golden Earrings, lesser known single, yeah.
We just sang 80s songs, but included bathroom in it, like a total eclipse of the bathroom.
That's cool.
Oh, here you
bathroom
go.
Love.
Yeah.
More like Hulkin can do a pizza-themed... what did he do? A pizza-themed...
his Velvet Underground pizza band.
That said, I did check out your SoundCloud, and I did really enjoy Sweet Commode of Mine.
I think more disaster/monster movies need, at a very serious moment, just like a vibrator joke.
Yeah. After she dies. Right after she dies.
Immediately after. Minutes later.
It's like, well, she's dead. It's like, oh, she's got to have a vibrator around here somewhere.
Healthy girl.
Healthy. What does that even mean?
Well, we said on last week's episode, the first few times I watched this, I had no idea what they were talking about. That's the most confusing line of the film. When I was 13 when I first saw this. I was confused as anything.
I'm sure I bet that's during the screenwriting process. It was originally written to be something filthy, and the standard's like, no, you can't say that. So they finally settled on healthy, and it makes no sense.
Healthy girl.
Man, Scoggins.
It's the follow-up to Country Girl.
And as is usually the case, it makes it weirder. Like, it sounds like something like a serial killer would say as he's looking out the windows like, oh, healthy girl there.
Oh, yeah, that does sound dirty. It's worse than a swear word.
Yeah.
Instead of a great big fat person, that's what Buffalo Bill said. Was she a healthy girl?
She a healthy girl.
Was she a healthy girl?
Oh, Scoggs. His swimming. You know what, though?
Is it swimming? Is it really swimming?
I like Rappaport swimming in this scene. I mean, it's weird. I've never seen someone swim like that.
And he sounds like he's dying. He's really, he's gasping for every moment of breath and movement here. It's just...
Look, Scoggins is the tech dude who's been thrown into a situation he was not ready for, so I'm going to give him a pass.
Also, this is why I like this, the Michael Rappaport run that he had around this time, where he just essentially played versions of himself, but they're kind of listen, we all wish we were Carter or,
Preacher,
but we're not. We're Scoggins.
Yeah, we're the Scogginses and the Higginses of the world.
And you need those. Those are the characters I love. The people who you laugh at, you kind of are angry because they're so inept, but also if you look deep inside yourself, it's who you would be in that situation.
The fodder, the shark food of the film.
Rappaport's smart because he obviously knew, I am not leading man material, but I'm wingman material.
Yep. I was looking, so from 95 to 2000, he was in 18 movies.
I was going to bring it up if no one else did. This was peak Rappaport time.
Yeah.
Mighty Aphrodite.
This was probably just a year or two before he was on Boston Public.
Okay.
It's
2001 was when he was on that, yeah.
Yeah. I want to say Fox drama about high school teachers. He was the hip with it teacher.
Oh, no. Did he wear a leather jacket and do karate?
He sat on chairs backwards.
But
yeah, he sat in chair backwards.
every time Every time he came in a room, just the opening chords from Gangsta's Paradise play.
Sweet Komodo Mine starts playing. He just throws a high kick and kicks the door in on his first day.
Sweet Komodo Mine.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. It's beautiful. I mixed that up for Boston Legal, and I'm like, he acted next to with Shatner and James Spader.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
No, Boston Public was for some reason a show I watched about it was a serious drama about teachers and I feel like it was inner city Boston. It was supposed to be a rough and tough Boston high school, and Michael Rappaport was on it. Oh, shoot, what's that? Five-ish Finkel played the really old. I want to say
so much more about this than you should.
Hey man, like I said, I watched. I'm sure someone listening to this remembers Boston Public.
I think I remember an episode of that. Didn't he kick in the door and then spell history wrong up on the board with chalk?
Let's say yes. That's canon.
He switched the I and the Y around.
Oh man, I want to see this show now.
I don't know. This is one of those shows you can probably get the entire series for $10 at a hardware store or something.
I love a good hardware buy.
Value.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where for some reason at Home Depot there'll be I swear I was at Home Depot and near the checkout there was you can get the entire series of Bewitched on DVD for $15. That's a weird impulse buy, but they wouldn't have it if someone wasn't buying it.
It's true.
I got Captain Ron at a gas station once for $4. And it was one of the best buys I've ever had in my life.
See, there you go.
Kurt Russell in an eye patch doesn't get any better.
So Rob will back me up on this a little bit of Midnight Boys history, but do you guys remember when you could order a pizza and get a movie for $1 tossed in, and it was always the most obscure movie possible?
Oh, this is late 90s?
Early aughts, I would think.
Yeah, well, there were a couple variations, but I remember once Rob and I ordered a pizza and we threw in the movie Trial and Error with
Michael Richards?
Yep.
And we got Karina once too.
Oh yeah. God.
Wow. I got Addams Family and Wayne's World from a McDonald's.
McDonald's was the bigger movies. I remember we got Indiana Jones movies from McDonald's, but Papa John was let's get the cheapest movies imaginable.
Okay. I actually found this. I have the full list. I found the full list. 2004 was when Papa John's did this.
That sounds right.
Week 1 was Weekend at Bernie's, Don Juan DeMarco and Trial and Error. Week 2 was Junior Seen It, which I don't know what that is.
What the hell is that?
The Best of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends, Durango Kids, and for the completionists out there, Weekend at Bernie's 2.
I didn't recognize 3 of those movies.
And then
I've only heard of the Weekends at Bernie's so far.
The final wave was A Kid in Aladdin's Palace, Karina, and Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, Drop Dead Fred.
Wow.
So yeah, Papa John shelled out the least amount possible for a gimmick.
They couldn't even do A Kid in King Arthur's Court. They had to do the straight to DVD one.
Yeah. God, that's amazing. Good.
Kate
good
Winslet
pull.
was in that movie, actually.
So was Daniel Craig.
Good quick pull with that list, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
See, the best Deep Blue Sea episodes are the ones I learned something from, and that was it.
Or when I learned that your cover band did Girls Just Want to Have Tub.
God.
I come home in the middle of the night, I turn on my tub. I'll soak for the rest of the night.
And of course, the 180 song that you didn't change the lyrics on at all was Here I Go Again.
You're gonna flush that commode? Oh, that's here. Oh man, it's on my own too. You don't want to go with people. Oh man.
I will say about the Titanic comparisons, I don't want to go out on a limb here and start any arguments, but I think James Cameron might be a better director than Rennie Harlin.
Whoa, hang on though. Rennie Harlin's not drawing a naked woman in this film.
Yeah. Cliffhanger, John Lithgow. Come on.
Die Hard 2.
I do like
Die Hard 2. Come on.
I will say something. Can I throw one thing out there? James Cameron is way better, but the snowmobile scene in Die Hard 2 is way better than the snowmobile scene in True Lies. So I'll take that win.
Okay.
I mean, James Cameron never directed a Nightmare on Elm Street film. You know.
This is true. James Cameron did co-write Rambo 2, though, so that's close.
Need to be said more.
Oh, you just tied it up.
Yep. So I hadn't seen this movie since like high school. I remember watching it when it came out on video in a friend's basement, and so now this was the first time I'd seen it in a long time. And after watching it, I kind of summed it up as I enjoyed this movie despite Rennie Harlan trying his best to make me not enjoy this movie.
Wow.
He makes some choices.
What choices were you not a fan of?
So just the immediate, like the opening scene, which is, look, I love a good slasher movie. I'm not against the kind of like just setting up some randos for a kill, but it's just shot so lazily. Like it's just like immediately as this movie started, I'm like, this is pretty pedestrian bad filmmaking, but then it got better, and now I did not know that this was the tank from Titanic, and now I just wonder if Rennie Harlan was coasting on the fumes of James Cameron. Like, he just inherited this massive complex where he could do underwater scenes. Like, I'm wondering what he would have done if James Cameron hadn't built that.
He would have gone full water world. Take all the steel from Hawaii, build an atoll in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
More jet skis.
It wasn't until this year that I saw this movie for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It was, I don't remember how the timing worked out with Jay, you reaching out, if I saw this beforehand and then you reached out, or if you reached out and then I saw it, but...
I became a patron for a paid podcast, and you read out my name and seemed to be excited about the film.
Okay.
That's why I reached out. So you and Duff were like, oh, Deep Blue Sea, that film's awesome. And your co-host Joe said nothing. So
okay.
I assumed, maybe
on brand.
That sounds right.
A friend of our show, White Wine Tom, is a big fan of Deep Blue Sea. So when the quarantine started, I did like a video chat watching Deep Blue Sea, and it's a very fun movie. And
it is fun. I do want to say that.
It's like super fun. There's enough of there's enough nonsense that keeps happening that like it keeps kind of clicking along. And I kind of enjoy how much I enjoy all the characters in this movie, but also how bad. We have this scene earlier when we have this the line read between LL Cool J and Susan McAllister, so Saffron Burrows. Yeah. It's like they did one take. Like, that's good. That's fine. That's a good enough line reading. Let's move on.
Which video
about enough people have died?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Like, what's the laziest way we can block this? Well, how can we get this done?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's my Rennie Harlan thing. Like, that for all the scenes where there's not action, it just feels like Rennie Harlan passed this off to the production assistant or the second director. Like, I'm not interested in this. You do this.
But Rennie Harlan has had fewer wives than James Cameron and only married one of his actors. So,
well, first of all, it's a very low bar to have fewer wives than James Cameron.
He's on number 5 at the moment.
So David R. Ellis was the second unit director on this, and he also did Snakes on a Plane with Sam Jackson.
Hell yeah.
Little fact for you. And he also did Final Destination 2 with the log truck gag. It's a great log truck gag.
It's a great film.
I don't know those movies very well, but I do know that sequence, and that is a great sequence.
Can't drive behind a truck with logs on it and not think about Final Destination 2. It's just a fact of life.
So that reminds me, growing up, one of my good friends, his mom, this is very rural area talk here. His mom would get freaked out. I mean, literally, he would have to calm her down whenever she was on a freeway or a highway, not a freeway where we lived, a highway, and then a semi was passing her, or she was passing a semi. She was convinced that she would get sucked underneath the semi, that the car
sucked. She would get too fast, too furious.
That essentially and she would I only once was I in the car when it happened, but she's the semi went to pass her and she started freaking out, and her son, my friend, was calming her down as the semi was passing.
What, like yelling or
just
panic
oh
attack?
my god, oh no, no, and he's like, it's okay, Mom, it's okay.
I feel like, in fairness, they don't test for this, but that maybe she shouldn't have a license, because
was she just confused by the scene in Christmas Vacation?
That's what I was wondering, if
did I'm wondering if she saw Duel and never got over it.
I just love, so now, like, I don't actually, like, it's not a fear, but it makes me laugh, the idea that, like,